working again. So
Good deal. All right, guys, let's get crack-a-lacking. It's Monday. We only have we have a hard cut at 10, right? So we have a couple people on here today that I know need to go over the CRM and kind of get an update with what we've all been experimenting with this new kind of flow. First and foremost, before I start, can anybody share how this CRM and kind of getting it more organized has been helping you?
I got 100. Hold on. I got 100 people to talk to since Friday.
Nice.
I said broadcast. They said 100 broadcasts and 100 people. 65 got back to me, wanted to know more information.
That's amazing.
I mean, I just spotted the flow and just say, like, I did not message them all week. I waited until Saturday. So I had about 100 and 120 in my label. I sent the broadcast, hi, how is it going? Thank you for my friend, blah, blah, blah. And we've been talking all weekend.
That's awesome, dude. I love it. So those were new friends, new connections.
Yeah, new friends, new connections. I didn't respond to them all week. I let them in the label and they talk to them, and it works.
Love it. Marla, I saw you had your hand raised.
no, I don't think I did. I'm sorry if I was just doing my typical. I was just doing my typical Marla thing.
So cute.
So I have a question though. I don't think I quite understood what Anne-Marie did. She did a broadcast message to 100 people on the weekend. She had 65 responses, but she didn't respond to them, or she did respond to them all weekend.
Like all week when I had new friends in my new friend label, I did not respond to every day, like that whole week. I did one broadcast, the whole new friends for the whole week.
I get it. Thank you.
I wanted to see how many people I get new friends in a whole week. So it was like 120 new friends in 1 week.
So it's been helping you track how many new friends you have, and then also to stay on top of the conversations and to be able to sort the ones who are actively responding to you versus not. So you're not wasting your time, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Anybody else want to share before I dive in?
So, Maria, I'll share if you want me to. So I talked to Wendy about this morning. I actually did my little crazy tracking numbers. So last week I sent out 100 friend requests, right? The week before was 100 for the first week, right? The second week was 210, right? Now, out of those, I've had, 19 or 7 different warm-up messages and all those different things. In my asked folder, because I can track those broadcasts and all the things from our labels, I've had 35 conversations the first week. The second week was 113 conversations that I put in my asked folder. And then that means if you look at my dashboard now, I have a total of 3 new affiliates, and I know I have like 7 or 8 more people in my pipeline.
That is exciting. I love it. Guys, I'm such a numbers person. Like, numbers don't lie. And I think that is so exciting. And I think what's helpful too is we can all get in this space where we're messaging and talking, but then sometimes it feels like, did I get anything done? Or like, what did I accomplish? Right. But this it narrows it all down and shows you like, bam, right? All right. I see your hand is raised, my friend. Good morning.
Hi, you talking to me? Sorry, I can't see. I can only see you and I don't know why I can't see the rest. Quick question: the new friends holding tank. So I've got the 4 weeks of new friend. When do you put them in the holding tank?
All right, let's go over that right now. Let's just dive in.
Thank
you.
you.
All right, so Kylie, a lot of this is an explanation so that you can see this as well, right? So there's this flow chart to show you our network, right? There's only 2 things that happen here. We either have new friends or we have our existing network. And the point is that everybody's got to go somewhere. And our goal is to get everybody to the point of asking them to take a look at what we have. So the way that this is set up, it's helping you stay on top of the conversations and also helping you sort and sift to find the ones that are actively engaged and interested. Honey, I'm on the Zoom right now. So with here, start new friends. We'll just start on this side. Every time you're sending out friend requests, right, they have to go somewhere. So we have it broken up by weeks of the month. Yes, there are some months that have more days in it than others. So technically could be 5, but to keep it simple, we've got week 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now, we are still in the second week of August because it's the 14th, right? So anybody that accepts my friend requests that I haven't gotten a conversation going with is going to go into 2 new friends. So ideally what happens is we're sorting and sifting. A lot of us are using the connector without a message, or maybe we have a message and they're not responding. The only people that are staying in the new friend label are people we are not talking with. We haven't talked yet. So what I've been doing is sending it without a message, putting people in the new friend folder. My goal is sometime during the week to get to those people and start a conversation, start my location, occupation, recreation, dream, start warming them up from cold. Right. And when I do that and have those conversations, if they are responding to me, I'm able to move them right to a warm-up label. Right. So maybe I added Anne Marie and I messaged Anne Marie like, hey, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I see that you're with XYZ. Tell me more. And Anne Marie starts talking to me, and the questions that I'm asking, I'm able to tell, like, is this somebody that would be a good prospect for like maybe MGL, or is it somebody that would be a good prospect for like Melaleuca? I know that in our conversation that we're having because I can tell by what they're saying to me. So whatever way I want to go, that's what warm-up label they go in. Now, the other side of this, what happens is sometimes my week is busy and I don't get through all of these new friends. But because I have them in that specific week, like because I have 18 people in my week 1 new friend label, right? I know that I need to go get in touch with all 18 people. So instead of manually messaging them, I'm sending out a broadcast. So every Saturday, a broadcast is going out to the prior week label to do a connection. Because again, nobody's in that label unless we haven't been talking. So the broadcast is a connecting message like, hey, I just wanted to say thanks for accepting my request. I can't wait to get to know you more and follow your journey. Tell me more about you. What all do you do? And with that broadcast, I'm having it choose action, right? Because when you're in a broadcast, you can choose action to change label. So those week 1 new friends, anybody that is in my week 1 new friend is getting a message. Well, now I'm moving them to the new friend holding tank. So I'm going to have the label automatically move them there. And the reason for that is because how many times do we start a conversation with somebody and they're not online, or they look and they ghost us, or they respond? There's 3 things that happen. If we put them in a new friend holding tank, it's like separating and sorting so that we're only talking to the people that are raising their hand to talk back to with us. Does that make sense? So we're moving from new friend to the holding tank until they respond. So that's just there for you, like as a broadcast, or like as basically as exactly what it is, a holding spot, until you know which warm-up label they go to, or until you know, oh, this isn't going to be a good prospect at all, and they're going to go here. It's just a spot for you to hold them until you decide where they're going. So if I do that broadcast on Saturday to connect with all my new friends, they're all in this holding tank. Who do you move to week friend 2, 3, 4? Whatever week of the month we're in. So if we're in the first week of August, the new friends only go in the week 1 new friend. If we're in the second week of August, they go in 2 new friend. Third week of August, 3 new friend. Fourth week of August, 4 new friend. And then the respective holding tank. If it's the first week that they came from, they go in the number 1 holding tank. So you just match them. All right. So now I've got my new friends in the holding tank. They all got broadcasted on Saturday. I've had 5 people say respond, right? And they're like, oh, thank you for reaching out. I do blah, 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 blah. Well, they're talking to me. So now I'm going to take over and I'm going to use my voice messenger. I'm going to type and I'm having a conversation. I'm looking at their profile. So I'm not wasting time with the 20. I'm focusing on the 5. Those are the 5 who are talking to me right now. I'm not going to waste my time on the 20. Those other people can stay there. So I'm looking at the 5. So now I've narrowed it down and I'm engaging on their profile. I'm talking with them. I'm getting to know them. I'm looking at their stuff. I'm looking at their stories, getting to know everything I can about them and asking a lot of questions. And then I'm going to find out a pain point. That's the whole purpose. What are they needing right now? Do they need anything right now? Everybody needs something. And I'm asking a lot of questions. So then what happens is I'm leaving them in the warm-up label until I get to that point of an ask. Some people, I might be able to get to that point of an ask faster. Like if it's for MGL, I might be able to get there a lot quicker, like finding out, what do you do? How long have you been doing it? What are you doing to grow? And I'm asking questions. And then I'm going to say, has anybody showed you yet where you can find the tools that you can use on Facebook to help you work your business a lot easier? Right. And if I've done that and I've asked them, then I move them to the ask label. Because I've asked them, do you know of XYZ? Have you heard of XYZ? Are you open to taking a look? Now they're asked. The other side of this is my whole week's going by and maybe I have 20 people in here and I haven't gotten through them all. Every single Friday, that's the day to get her done. So Friday, I'm going to set up a broadcast or I'm going to go in there and manually message, but more often than not, I'm using the broadcast to ask them because the only reason they're in here, the only reason they're in that warm-up label is because I've warmed them up and I know that I want to ask them and I haven't yet. I've gotten to know them a little bit. I've been like engaging on their stuff, right? Because with our run, we're telling you what days of the week to engage with what labels so that you're working on warming that prospect up. So now I can come in here and send out a broadcast, depending on whatever your message might be, like, hey, I'm working on something exciting. No idea if this would be for you, but would you be open to taking a look? Or, hey, I wanted to ask you, has anybody ever shared XYZ with you before? Whatever your question is. Now my broadcast is going to move them to the ask label, right? So it's Friday. I'm going to my labels. I'm going to my warm up. Right? And my change label is going to go to asked. And it's going to message everybody may ask for me. So now what happens from here? Everybody stays in that ask label unless they respond, right? If they're ghosting me, they stay in there. And people do that. They read your message and they just don't even answer or they don't see it. So again, you're sifting and sorting to find the ones that are actually talking to you. The ask folders you have by weeks. Nope. I lump them all together. So if you look up here, I have week 1, 2, 3, 4 new friend. Then the matching holding tank for sorting and sifting to find the ones who talk. Ignore that part. Ignore that part. We're coming back. I have my mellow warm up and my MGL warm up, and then I have asked. So you see here, I've got 239 people that I asked to take a look at this that haven't responded to me yet. 259 that I asked to take a look that I haven't responded yet. Why do I want to waste my time having a conversation with them if they're not even going to answer me? Instead, now they're all lumped together. So a month from now, I can send a broadcast, or maybe a few days from now, like on Monday, I can send a broadcast and say, hey, did you see my message? Or, hey, did I say something to offend you? Or, hey, I know that life is super busy. I don't know if you saw what I asked you. I'm just curious. No biggie if not. You can do whatever you want with it, but I'm not going to waste time manually messaging all these people if they didn't respond to my message.
Maria, quick question so what I did is I grabbed my current customers or my business friends for MGL. So either one, I took those, and then once I asked the question, right, I moved them to my ask folder. So what I'm running into now is most of my customers are in my asked folder. So I don't want to ignore my customers because they're still going to probably want product. I'm still going to want to talk to them. So where should my next broadcast be? And I don't want it to be product related because I just asked them if they are interested to join. I don't want them to feel like it's pushy. So I'm guessing some kind of comment on how life is going for them, those types of things needs to be asked.
Yeah.
But where should I put them next?
Should
I create a new folder to put them?
What I would do is if people are my actual customers, I would still keep them in a customer label, but I would give them a tag. So I have here, because you have to think too, if you have 3 businesses, for example, you can't have them all in you have to separate them somewhere, but you want to be able to keep track of the other things too. Right. So that's what I did. And I like that idea of doing a broadcast to your customers to ask them if they're open to taking a look. That's fantastic. So I would say maybe put them back in send your broadcast, put them back, because otherwise you're grouping them together with all of the people that you've asked that aren't interested. and then you don't have a way to do your customers. So I would say put them back in their customer label, give them a tag so that you know that you've asked them. And then if the ones who responded and said yes, you can remove the tag and just use tags for their tracking. Like you could create their own tag, like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, or customer, you know, qualifying, like whatever. Just I have matching tags for my labels for that purpose. Yeah, it's a lot, but we gotta get organized, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so now let's go back to here. We've got our warm-up label. I've been asking. The ones who do not respond are staying in the ask label. Okay. Now the other side of it, there's going to be a number of people who do respond and say, hey, sure, yeah, I'm open to taking a look. Well, what I was finding is that I was running into problems where all of my follow-ups were like bulked together. But the problem is that everyone's at a different level of a conversation. So that's why there's these added layers in here to help sort and sift your conversations for follow-up, right? So let's say I've asked Anne-Marie if she's open to taking a look, and Anne-Marie says yes. Well, now I move Anne-Marie to qualifying. So I have a Melaleuca qualifying and I have an MGL qualifying. And the people who are in the qualifying label are going to be the ones that I have not sent the information to yet. Because I still need to know, number one, when are they going to look at the information? I don't want to just throw the information at them. I want to know when they're going to take a look. And if I need to ask more questions to find more pain points, I got to ask more questions to get more pain points. So until I send the information, they stay in the qualifying label. So now this is separating things even more and making it way more simple. When I go to open up my messenger and do follow-ups for the day, I know who to focus on. I know exactly what message I need to send, and I'm not taking my mental energy, like scrolling in the conversation or looking at notes like, shoot, where did I leave off with this? Oh, wait, did I send the information? Oh, what follow-up is this? No. Anybody who's in this qualifying label, they have not even gotten the information yet. So I still have 13 people in here. And guess what? I followed up with all 13 asking, will you have time at XYZ? And these people haven't responded to me. That's mind-blowing. Yes, I'll take a look, but no, I'm not going to respond to anything else you ask me. Well, I'm not going to waste my goddamn time. Nah, heck no. But now I know exactly what I can do it. Because guess what? 6 months from now, my qualifying label is going to be stacking. I'm going to have like 100 people in there. So you got to look at them long-term. Now, because I have 100 people in here, I can set up a broadcast specifically with the type of message that says, hey, we have a call tonight at 10 o'clock. I know you haven't had a chance to look at the information yet. I'd love for you to be my guest. You can add that extra little special touch of customization because they haven't looked at the information. You see what I mean? Where I'm getting with that? Like it's the ability to be able to use the broadcaster, because so many don't use this broadcast feature. But if you have your labels set up in a way that you can organize and sort, you are going to be able to use it. And think about it 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now, 2 years. The amount of people that are in there is going to be astronomical, because that's just what happens in business. And now you can use the broadcast. All right, off my high horse.
Maria, though, you said, Maria, in the qualifying label, you have not sent them any info yet. So why
Right.
did you just say in broadcast saying you haven't seen my info yet? Or
because they haven't been able to take a look at the info yet, right?
But
So
you
I
haven't
want
sent
to
it to 'em yet.
invite them. Oh yeah, you're right. Just kidding. So that's going to be more a message of let's qualify them, right? Like, do you have time sometime? Well, the purpose of that was because like I didn't send the information. I invited them to the call. That's why, right? Like I said, hey, we have a call at 7 o'clock. Can you come on? Because I was still asking for a specific time and a commitment. Sorry, you got me confused for a sec. Does that make sense?
yeah, I'm wondering, I don't know if you're willing to do this, but I'm wondering if it could help. It seems to me it would help me to know, not that I want to copy your exact messages, but to keep me from not getting confused. It would help to know what your messages are for each folder. You know what I mean? Or that somehow, because this is making sense to a point. And then I don't understand what message I'm broadcasting them. It just would help define it better for me if you're willing.
Yeah, well, this chart in the back, I'm actually working on coding in the ability for it to be interactive. So I'll build that into there as well. I'm teaching
Okay,
myself
that would
something
be-
from chat
No.
with ChatGPT.
That'd be great. Yeah, I took a picture of your
Okay.
flow chart.
All right, so let's explain this again a little bit more, right? And again, like if this doesn't work for you too, like feel free to adapt. This is just what, to me, based on like the last 10 years of being in Messenger and following up like a mad woman, is what made sense, right? Like Sven and I were talking like, okay, there's only so many ways a conversation can go. If I've asked somebody to take a look and they said, yes, I want to take a look, but they haven't committed yet to give me a time to look, now I have the ability to send any type of message with a specific time. So like if your company has demos and overviews and calls, we have a call at 7 o'clock. Can you be on? I'd love to have you as my guest. Guess what? They're still qualifying. They still didn't commit yet. But if someone responds like, actually, yeah, you caught me at a great time, I can make it to the 7 o'clock call. Awesome. I'll message you the link just to remind you to get on. So at 6:45, when I message them the link to get on that call, I'm going to put them in the info sent folder because now I sent them the info. I invited them to a demo, or maybe I nailed it down that they could actually watch a recorded overview. Once I've actually physically sent over the information for them to look at, then I'm putting them in the info sent one. Yeah, Vic, I'm working on that today and then I'll share it. So now I've nailed down when they can look. They've given me a commitment. They have the information. Maybe they have the page to my boards, right, with all the stuff in it. Now I have them in info sent. Well, then what happens from here? I have to follow up with 16 people right now that I sent information to. Once I do my very first follow-up, I'm going to put them here because again, there's a difference between your first follow-up and then dripping, right? Like your first follow-up is going to be specifically, did you take a look at what you saw? What did you like best? Or, hey friend, how did you like that call that you just got on? What stood out to you? Right? It's a different conversation than someone who needs further dripping. So it's again, just to kind of help sort those conversations. And then from here, right? When I put somebody in my very first follow-up label, they're going to stay in there until they respond to me to tell me what they like best, or they're going to respond to me and saying, oh, I got distracted and I didn't finish watching. Right? Now, if they tell me what they like best and they're jazzed and they're ready to go and they want my link and they're excited, they're going to go in my join and ordering label. And then this is a much smaller label, but now I'm able to like use my calendar for specific follow-ups. Because this is a much smaller amount. It's the hottest potentials that I have, the ones who agreed and said, yes, I am in. I want to separate them from everybody else because they're the hottest. Now, the ones that I've followed up with that said, yeah, I looked at it and it was really cool. Guess where they're going to go? Over here. They need more dripping. They're not ready yet. They're interested. They didn't tell me, no, I'm not interested. They're interested. But they need more dripping because the average person needs 20 to 27 follow-ups. And that's what this is for. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, bi-weekly and monthly. So if I'm talking to Barbara and she's like, yeah, I really loved that, you're able to make money without having to house inventory. And I'm like, oh, me too. It's amazing, isn't it? Like, hey, are you ready to get started? And she's like, not yet. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to take a look. Can you send me a picture of the packages and pricing and maybe like a link to that check out? Well, I'm going to move her. Today's Monday. And if that's what Barbara said to me, I'm going to put her in a Wednesday label. I will change her from that info sent follow-up down to Wednesday because that's the next day that I want to follow up and touch base. I know she's not ready yet. And then from there, this is a smaller number for now until people start ghosting you and until they start needing like further drips and those leads who just take 400 years. Guess what? Now, when I have people in my bi-weekly and monthly, those numbers are going to get really large. And I can use my broadcaster to do a check-in. Hey friend, how's life been? Hey friend, I'm just checking in. How's business been going for you? On the first of the month. Hey friend, how did your month end? Right? And then outside of that, I can do another follow-up. Hey, I know that we talked about all this information about, a while ago. Just wanted to see if it's a better time yet for you to get started. All right. So does that kind of make sense to everybody? Now the other side of it, okay, so that's your new friend. New friends, whatever week they accept your invite, they're moving to a holding tank. The holding tank gets broadcast on Monday to try to connect again. If they don't, guess what? They can delete or they can just sit there. You do whatever you want. But the point is you're sorting people to get to the ones who are talking to you. So you can find out if they're interested in what you have. You ask them if they want to take a look. They say, yes, you're qualifying, so that you can find the time to send it to them. Then you sent the info. Then you do your first follow-up, and then they're getting dripped on from there. And the point is just to sort and sift, because you don't want to be broadcasting all these follow-ups to people who didn't even respond to a message to you to even look at the information or nail down a time yet. I can't tell you how I'm so guilty of this. Over all the years, I would like scroll up because I was copy paste follow-up, right? Because you search in your messenger and you don't scroll all the way up, and you see you've got 10 follow-ups for someone who's ghosted you, and you don't scroll all the way up to even realize like, oh crap, they never actually even looked at the info or responded to me about it. So now you can like, hopefully that makes sense. I know my head is crazy. It's a little excessive, but it makes me excited. So this is the other side of it. We have our existing network. When we're first getting started, everybody's unlabeled. There's 2 ways you can label people. Number one, you're going to go in and manually label people, right? All those main ones that you know you don't want to get a random message from you because it'll look funny. And then outside of that, you can either let your birthday messages go off, and every single day, whoever has that birthday message has to have a label. It is so important and mandatory for you to take 5 or 10 minutes every day to schedule this in to make sure you're labeling everybody for the day that you talk to. And again, think of it long-term, right? You're in your business for the long term. Don't you want to take organization of your customers and potentials and leads? That's how my brain works. I think about 5 years from now. I don't want to be lost. All right, so my birthday messages go off. Yeah, I got to change the color on that, and I will. So my birthday messages go off. Where do my birthday messages go? I get this all the time. I don't know what to do with my birthdays. They're not totally a prospect. They're not family and friends. Well, if they do not respond to you, put them in your label me so you can decide what to do with them at some point. If they do respond, that's where they go in your engage folder, right? The reason I have the engage folder is for my existing network. I tried a lot of different ways, like touch point 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could not keep track of it. It was too confusing. So instead I broke it down the exact same way: week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And at first I was trying to do like when I wanted to message them again, but that got too confusing too. So instead I broke it down. Anybody that's in this label, that's the last time we talked. The first week of the month, the second week of the month, the third, because now I can set out a broadcast that said, hey, it's been a few weeks. Hey, it's been a month since we last talked. I just wanted to see how you're doing. Hey, we talked last week. What'd you do over the weekend? Right? So now that gives you the ability to use your broadcast to separate again those conversations. So, right, people who respond to my birthday message, those purple ones, I'm going to make it a little bit lighter so you can tell. That's week 1, 2, 3, 4. If they got a birthday message and they responded, they're going to go in the respective week. Today is week 2, right? 14th day, week 2. If someone got my birthday message today and they weren't labeled and they said thank you, they're going to number 2 engage. So I can come back to them, decide what the heck I want to do with that person. The goal ultimately is to get them to a warm up and an ask, etc. But if anything, you know that they have somewhere to be. The other side of this is we can set up a broadcast that will go out to our unlabeled friends. And your broadcast, it can be anything that you want. It can be something generic, right? Or it can be an ask. Like Jennifer, we set up a broadcast with hers with the magic script to go out to 50 people. You can do whatever you want. But what you do when you actually set up that broadcast is you change the label right here under action to label me. And the reason why it says label me is so that you know this person needs a gall darn label. It's as simple as that. They need a label and you don't know where they want to go yet. So what happens here is the ones who are responding again are going to go into your engaged labels. If I had a broadcast going out today with, hey, how's it going? It's been a while, or hey, I just wanted to check in, trying to be intentional, blah, blah, blah. And someone responded to me, they're going to go in my to engage because it's the second week. And then from there, I can move them through my funnel or I can leave them there. You can see I have a lot of people in here because I don't know what I want to do with them. They're people that I've been circling for 10 years. I don't know if I even want to be friends with them anymore. Maybe they're my cheerleaders. I don't know. But now I know where I talk to them. The other side of it, if they do not respond, well, the whole purpose of sending that broadcast is to help you label, help you start connections and conversations. Well, if you also choose to archive the messages, they're not going to clutter up your inbox. And they're getting a label, so they're out of the way, so it doesn't really matter. So they'll stay and label me, and they'll be in the archived area until they respond. Well, this also gives you the ability, if you're doing that to get through 4,000 friends, And 2 months from now, you're like, holy buckets, I've got 1,700 people in this label me label that never answered me. Now you can start a broadcast to your label me. Hey, did you see my last message? I just want to see if you still want to stay connected. And you can have it move them to pending deletion. I deleted 1,700 people. All right. Are we good with that? Any questions?
No, but thank you. I'm trying to breathe. But
What?
I said, thank you. I'm trying to breathe.
Why?
But I like it. Thank you for your strategic mind.
Oh, I know. Hopefully my strategy makes sense. I mean, it makes sense in my head, right? I'll put it in the I'll put it in the recordings under the label recordings 9 a.m. and I'll label it with the CRM info. Yeah, guys, here's the thing is like I've been playing with the CRM for a year. And I have tried so many freaking ways to track conversations. Spreadsheets, Teamsy, Penny, planners. I mean, I used to do like 2 days, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, like index cards, post-it notes, nothing helped me stay on top of it. I was always in that list grows. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, asking 5 to 10 people a day to look at your stuff, a year from now, you're going to be dead in Messenger, like me, freaking burnt out. Okay, so this is going to help you to not spend so much stinking time in Messenger because you're actually focusing on who you need to talk to, and you can manually message those people that are hotter than the others. And you can let your broadcaster do the work for you for those ones who are kind of sloughing. Okay. Kylie, did that all make sense to you?
Yes, and you know, the thing that you taught me today that I did not even think of is I'm always just assuming when you go into that label thing that those extra functions like change the label and archive, I thought you could only select one. So
I do them all, baby.
but I had no, I just, you know, whatever I learned, I didn't learn that. So that was the big gold nugget today for me. Thanks.
Yay. Yep. Every time I send a broadcast, if like I'm broadcasting my new friends, I add a new friend tag. And then I also add a note and I type in a note because then it goes into the CRM notes area. So I can see how many times I'm talking to this person. Kylie, what did you think? Let's see if I can pull you out here. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but putting you on the spot.
Sorry, I was trying to I got stuck in something else and I couldn't get back to you. I think that it's great. You know me, once I get in there and start playing around with it, it's a lot easier. I was kind of used to, you know, doing things from before and
I just left.
dialed it down, but I do think that I think it's awesome. I love how you have it reorganized and all put together. It's definitely an easier way to work through your people.
Yeah. Well, and Kylie and Anne Marie for sure know this pain point because Kylie's been using these tools for a while now too. So she got like the big mess CRM that we were all trying to figure out. Like, how do I use, where do I go? Where did these people go? How do I, so I know, you know, that pain. I know you do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, good. All right, good. I'm glad that made sense. And I feel like it's just really a foolproof way, foolproof, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, to get GSD, right? Get done in a timely manner. Okay. So Wanda, all right, Wanda, how long have you been using this stuff for? This is your first Zoom with us today?
He just signed up the other day, but when we had the voice, he signed up with me the other day.
Hi.
Okay, good deal.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm still in PJs.
Me too. I got jammy pants on. You just can't see them.
But yes, this is my first time and I caught the end of it, like the last 20 minutes. But what I saw, I think this is what I'm looking for because I have a pretty good mentor and he doesn't really use leads, but some years ago, there was a gentleman that was selling this product where you could just get Facebook friends. So I have about 3,300 Facebook friends, but they're not really like-minded people. So this would help me feed those out because I have different scripts and I basically do the copying and pasting thing that you referred to. And sometimes you get no response, or either they quickly pitch you their company. So I'm here to learn new things because it's 2023 and I think it's time to stop doing all this copying and pasting and trying to send happy birthdays to people and trying to love and comment. That's 30 minutes to an hour of my day right there doing it the old way.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you right there. I was having a conversation with someone the other day. Like, I'm like, y'all, times are shifting. Like, people need to get on freaking board because what worked 10 years ago does not work now. Or it will work, but it will work to a degree where you have to have way more conversations. There is so much noise on social media, so much noise. Everyone's doing something. And now because of Reels and our Amazon Prime world, people have zero attention span. It's like, you have to captivate them right away. You got to build that rapport. You got to warm people up. You got to make them like you. We got to make them blah, blah, blah. All the things still need to be done, but we don't have the same amount. It's like, we don't have the time to do it anymore. So it's like, people need to catch up. They just do.
Yeah.
This will be a difference. So it's, you know, the birthdays, they'll get your birthdays out for you. The CRM, it's going to help you sort and sift to get through all those conversations in Messenger and find those active ones. Your connector is going to help you be able to specifically target and add the people exactly who you're looking for. So you're going to fall in love with it. We're down to 20 minutes here. And I know Jennifer specifically needs some help setting some stuff up with her CRM. So Jennifer, I did make you a co-host so we can do that.
Jane has her hand up.
Jane has her hand up.
Oh, Jane, what you got?
Yeah, just quickly, it's a comment on praise of how all of this that I was asking for going on just about 3 months ago is now starting to go through my Go cards. It's getting so structured, and I'm just so grateful by with which to stop pulling hairs out of my head because I don't have to run around and you know, task of this, task of that. It's just all cascaded through. And there's step 1, 2, 3 because of the boards. I'm just so relieved, de-stressed of it. It's getting so viable, and I just thank everybody. So
Thank
you got to
for
hear
sharing
these
that.
because they're the truth.
I love that so much. Thank you. This is wonderful. And guys, it's only going to get better. Like, there's so many people here that are just unbelievably full of knowledge and ideas. And I think it's just powerful that we can pull our heads together, right? Because my strengths are different than your strengths, but if we all put our strengths together, we can make this like the most powerful thing ever to change. I really feel that we can change how people are working on social media and the amount of stress that they have in their lives. I want to see people just exploding in their businesses, no matter what company, I don't care. But I know that so many people can bring different strengths to the table that we can just make this so efficient and effective, right? And exciting. I love it. Thanks for sharing, hon. All right, Jennifer, what do we got, sister? Go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. Well, what screen am I sharing? Because I didn't know I was co-hosting this. This? Oh,
So
well,
we're
I didn't
gonna-
share it yet. Hold on.
I'm like, well, I don't know. So we're gonna go in and do what you said you wanted to get done, right? We're setting up your find ad message.
Oh, yeah.
So you can share your screen for your Facebook.
Okay.
So kudos to Miss Jennifer for getting started in this system as well, because she has been investing a lot of time and money into different programs to help, you know, learn the right ways to do things. And she just hopped right into this and she set up her CRM and sent out her 50 asks. And what would you say, how many conversations did you have going the other day between your birthday and your CRM message, Jennifer?
20 or 30,
It's exciting.
maybe. Yeah, I was blown away. So, okay.
Bye, Wendy. All right, so your goal right now, your task you're supposed to do is add 50 new friends. And once they accept your friend request, message them, right?
I guess. I don't know if I'm supposed to add them as new friends or if I'm just supposed to start I think I'm just supposed to actually start building relationships with people that I haven't talked to before.
Well, what did he specifically say for your task?
Well, that's what I think he said, what I just said right there.
Because isn't that what you were doing with your message the other day, that you were supposed to message 50 random people and ask them to take a look? And then today it was find
No,
50
that
people.
was just like cold ask 50 people. Like I had never talked to some of those people before. But some of them I had. So
Okay, because there's two different things that you can do, right? Like you can either use the connector, which will send out friend requests, and you can do 50, right, a day. And then once they accept, you can manually message people, or you can put them in a label and broadcast them. Or if you want to go to your CRM, like we did the other day, to schedule a message to go out to your unlabeled friends, we can do that. So which way do you kind of want to go with that?
yeah, let's just do the FAM, find a message, because that way it'll cover it either way.
Okay. So with your connector, you do have the ability to send a message with a friend request, right? More often than not, I personally, oopsies, sorry, I didn't mean to click that. More often than not, I like to send my friend request without a message. That way I can kind of put them through my CRM. What's everybody's vote on message or no message?
I don't send a message.
I don't send a message. Every time I send a message, I just find I get less people. If I send a message, I get maybe 10 people. Whatever the message, I get about 40. So do the math. I mean,
No message ever.
You know, I haven't been consistent enough to see the difference, but because I've been trained another way, but as I listened to this, I realized that this is the one time that leads are a numbers game. I don't believe sales is a numbers game, but I do believe leads is a numbers game. And so I haven't really tried this broadcast where you just go out for 50 people for friends, because I'm still trying to clean up the mess I already have with so many unlabels. But it makes more sense to me because if they do bite, it's easier than going out and searching profiles.
Yes, exactly. And Marla, I'm right there with you, because when I first started, I was trying to take care of my mess. But then eventually I realized, like, this is going to take a while to clean up this mess. And it is so much easier to take a new friend through that area versus trying to revive the dead. So then I decided to start running my connector every day for 25 people. And that was my max. Like, I just wanted to start small because I wanted to make sure I could stay on top of it. And then I was still running my broadcaster to get through my unlabeled people and my current network. But I knew it was very important to start getting those fresh conversations in. And it's like, I do not regret that at all, because it made me realize how dead my network was. And that it was exciting to meet new people. So I think that, like, do a little bit of both.
Well, yeah. So what you just described was another layer on the strategy. So you've got your chart. If you were to put another chart up there, then you would show how to balance a fresh versus a mess.
So what would you like to see with that? Because I can do that.
I'm just saying as a perspective for everyone, because I have a mind that can come up with so many ideas, but it doesn't sort them well. And so when you just say, here's a bucket called fresh and here's a bucket called mess, now use this funnel this way for the fresh and use this funnel this way for the mess.
Okay.
And there might be a variation on it. I need to go look at it a little closer, because this is I haven't been able to get in here. And so this is the first time I saw that. But I'm just saying is if we're always showing people how to do fresh, they're going to be frustrated with the mess. So we need to talk about both.
Right. Well, and here's what you can know too, is in that flow chart, like, I'm working on making it interactive so that when people hover over it with their mouse, it'll pop up what this is, ideas for messaging it, and just to kind of, because I feel like the CRM is so important. I really do. So that I'm working on that. It's going to come, but that's good ideas to put in there too.
Well, if you need help, I'd be glad to help. And thank you, because this is just finally cut through the cloud for me.
Good. Yay. Jennifer.
Yeah, I got a thought, if I can say something.
Absolutely.
So I think, remember, I was cleaning up my mess with the label me And I believe that I hadn't talked to those people. Like I had my, people would come to me and say, hey, what do you got me? What is this weight loss thing? And I would start, talking to them. But then here I am in the beginning of this, and I'm randomly messaging people. I'm not randomly, I'm doing the system, but I'm doing it through Label Me. And I think some people thought that because I got a lot of people said, hey, Sap, I think you've been hacked. I think you've been hacked. And I think some of the other people just said, hey, this guy's been hacked, and they turned it in as a scam. And I think I went to jail a few times because I was doing so much on that Label Me that people were just thinking I was a scammer. Now that I just go into and try to play Facebook nicely, I use suggested friends. I just had to really back off. I use that as friending through suggested friends, which you do get a bunch of creepos that way. And then going into other friends that haven't locked down their friends and going through there and friending their people, because those are more real people. And I haven't been in jail. I've sent out, like today, I'm headed out of town. I got my CRM running on a broadcast for 47 of the script. 40 now on the magic script, that I'm on the road. There is no way that I would be able to, it would be a dead day right now today for me. It's not a dead day. I've already sent out my birthdays. I got a broadcast going right now. I mean, what else do you want? I mean, and then I can follow up as we're going to my son's birthday party, Disneyland. So I could follow up while I'm at Disneyland while those guys are on rides. I mean, this just accelerates. It's like stepping on the gas, while you're just doing your life. Even when I have to go to work, my boss quit, so now I got more work, but it doesn't matter. I still got the CRM going. I still got the broadcast going. I got the connector going. I got my birthdays now that it's working. That's awesome. But I mean, and you can't really complain about it. People come in here and start complaining about it doesn't work. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. Well, it's a hell of a lot less work when the stuff is working. So just sit back and go old school until the stuff is working. I'm out.
I'm so glad that you finally found a flow with everything that's working. All right, guys, we've got like 8 minutes before we get cut off here, and I have a hard stop for a dentist appointment. Jennifer, when we're running the connector, there's a couple places you can go. You can go in a group or you can go in a sponsored ad. For today, I'm going to show you how to go into a group. So I just went into one of your groups, Moms with Teen and Young Adults, Women Only, because that's going to be obviously part of your target market for Melaleuca. So what you're going to want to do is go into the group. Now I'm going to have you take over. Go into where it says members. And then scroll down where it says members with things in common. And right underneath it, click see all. And again, we're doing this with no message, so I'm not even going to bother showing you how to set one up. Go ahead and click the connector at the top of your screen, which is the two people that look like they're shaking hands.
Okay. I can't quite see it. Hold
You can
on.
move your Zoom bar out of the way.
There we go. Yep. Okay. Okay.
All right, now change the interval to 5 minutes. And then number of requests, 25. Now, right now, we're going to say no for resume for last search. But when you come back in here later this evening, when you go to run it again, because you're going to do this in the morning and at night. Okay, so when you come back in here again, you're going to say yes. And then below that, it's going to have a box asking you what number, and you're going to put 25. And obviously, like the number is going to be different, but I just go off of like the last number that's there, and then I add on how many I've requested, just to be simple. And then scroll down where it says message groups. We're going to leave that at choose. We're not going to do anything because we're not adding a message. And now you're just going to click run. Oh, we're going to have to refresh it. So click OK. Click refresh on your Facebook screen. Okay, now click the connector again. Scroll down and click run. There we go. This is it. That wasn't very hard to go add 25 new friends, was it?
Wow.
That's it. So now this will
That's
stop
awesome.
after I know, right? That'll stop after it's done 25. Okay, so you'll be able to go back later. The connector is amazing. I'll tell you what I love about the connector is the fact that I used to overthink everybody that I'd add. I'd go look at their profile. I'd feel imposter syndrome. I'd feel intimidated. Even when I was making like $17,000 a month, I would still stop myself from adding people that I thought looked scary to me. Now I don't. It goes out to anybody and everybody. I don't even judge. I just connect. And I have the big belief that those who are meant to be in your life are going to be in your life. So either for a lesson to be learned or for a connection to be made. So this is beautiful, guys. We're going to wrap it up because we have Shay coming on. And I've got a dentist appointment that I don't want to go to. But that's it, Jennifer. That's going to be your new friends, your new connections. And then here's what you're going to do. I'll share my screen super fast.
Now, do I only do that in one group per day?
You can go to anything you want. What I do that's part of my DMO is every single day, I'm going to my profile. I'm clicking on friends. And I'm clicking, where's my CRM? Whatever, usually it's here. Right now, my CRM, I probably have to go do an update. But normally, everyone's going to have the ability to label right here, right? So I'll click on recently added, and then I'll go new friend, new friend, new friend, new friend, new friend. Does that make sense? So now, like if all these people accepted my friend request today, they would go in two new friend, two new friend, two new friend, two new friend. We haven't had a conversation. I sent the connector without a message. So now I have the ability to go manually reach out to all these people and move them respectively through my funnel, or Saturday, I can send out a broadcast to all of them at one time. It's up to you.
Okay, so you go to your profile and recently added, but how do you make it so that you can label them?
Well, normally the label's there. For some reason, mine's not showing up. I don't know. I might need to do
Oh, it
an
is. It's just always there.
There we go. See? Yep. So now I can go like two new friend.
Okay, so mine still shows.
Maria, is the trainer friend this week?
What?
The third week this week?
You can do what you want. I mean, like literally, obviously, if Saturday you messaged the prior week, then you would go to the next, but I'm behind. So I'm just putting them in two new friend because it's still the second week to me.
The calendar is more like third week. Okay, so my thing still says it doesn't really say it's doing anything. And it just has a big box that says stop. So do I just wait till the stop button goes away or what?
It's that stop button's not going to go away. It is doing something. It's sending out a friend request once every 5 minutes. So you just
every 5 minutes. I forgot about that. Okay.
Yep. So then you can leave that tab open and just go do something else. Like don't go off of that. It'll stop after it's done. It's still going to look like it's running, even if it's sent 25, but you can tell by looking at the connector at the top, it'll say like 25. So you'll know that it's done. It'll say like number 7, right? It'll show you where it's at.
Where does it show that? Because I don't see that. Where is that?
So if I'm running the connector, let me just go real quick. I'm just going here real quick as an example. So like right here at the connector at the top, it'll have a little number next to it. It'll say like 1 if it sent a friend request out, and then it'll keep increasing as it's sent out friend requests.
Okay, because it doesn't have any right now, so that's why I didn't know where to look. But maybe
yeah, it probably doesn't have any because it's just getting started. Like it's still
okay. As long as I know where to look.
It's a
Marla,
fast
replays are in the boards.
It's a fast little question. Now on Rears, we can run a connector on Rears.
What? You can do it on Reels now?
Yeah.
You can? They fixed it?
I don't know, but I was playing with something yesterday. I could hurry macro.
I've been asking. I'm like, can you please make this open on Reels? Game changer. If that's working.
Doesn't work on all of them, but it works at some of them. Okay. So keep focus on Rears. And ads and Rears, I'll be quiet.
All right, guys, I got to fly. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you